What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Trend or Trap for Tuesday, May 12th. We've got 3 plays on the board tonight across the MLB, NBA, and NHL, all backed by historical betting systems that have historically crushed over the years. We're talking Patrick Corbin Day, playoff bounce back spots, and a Game 5 NHL trend that is pretty crazy. Let's get right into it and decide trend or trap. First up, we head to Toronto, where the Blue Jays host the Rays. Here is the trend to consider. Since 2020, teams priced -110 to -170 against other teams starting Patrick Corbin have gone 52-20 straight up. That's 72.22% for 25.35 units of profit, 25.09% ROI. Of course, it is Patrick Corbin Day. We are not going to forget about this every time it comes up this year. This exact bet hit last time out in this same exact pitching matchup, but this time in Toronto, which is why we're getting even better odds here. Shane McClanahan, 4-2 with a 2.60 ERA, is going to start for the Rays, while Corbin is 1-1 with a 3.60 ERA. He is going to toe the rubber for the home team Jays. McClanahan was utterly dominant in 3 consecutive starts over the last 3, posting 16 2/3 shutout innings with 16 strikeouts, 3 walks, 10 hits allowed. That includes 5 2/3 innings of dominance against Toronto last time out, when he allowed just 2 hits while striking out 4 and walking 1 en route to a 3-0 win. His pitch count has been pretty limited, which is pretty something. It was something that I'm definitely taking a look at here. 73 and 69 pitches over his last 2 outings, but the Rays bullpen behind him is elite, and they seem pretty happy to just get him through the order a couple times and turn things over to that awesome pen. Toronto's offense has gotten off to a slow start, averaging just 4.10 runs per game so far, which is 24th in the majors. Corbin hasn't gotten lit up yet, but it is coming soon. He's sporting a 6.19 xERA, that's 7th percentile among all pitchers, and he has terrible chase, whiff, and strikeout rates, along with very hard contact and barrel rates. The implosion is coming soon, and I want to get ahead of it. The Rays hung crooked numbers against this Toronto pitching staff last night, and I expect them to continue their red-hot start with another victory in this matchup. This might be my favorite bet of the entire MLB season so far. Let's head to the Spurs and Timberwolves. The Spurs -10.5 in Game 5 here versus the Timberwolves in an even 2-2 series. Let's consult this system and then decide whether it's a trend or trap. Over the last 23 years, playoff favorites of 6 or more points that lost their previous game as a favorite and have a win percentage differential higher than 14% above their opponent have gone 50-15 against the spread. That's 76.92% for plus 33.5 units, 48.85% ROI. 50-15 against the spread. Absolutely crazy. I'm going to say that this is a trend, and I am going to tail the Spurs -10.5 here. This series may be tied 2-2, but losing Victor Wembanyama due to that flagrant 2 in Game 4 was a huge blow to San Antonio's chances. Obviously, they kept the game tight throughout, and they were in control at some points early in the 4th quarter. I thought they might steal it on the road, but the Timberwolves did come to play in that 4th quarter on their home floor and got the job done to even the series. But not only do the Spurs have that 50-15 against the spread system on their side, but I think they're going to get some friendly whistles on their home floor too, especially after Wembanyama was not fined or suspended for that vicious elbow to Naz Reid. And you also have to consider, here's what Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson said after Game 4. Quote, the amount of physicality that people play with him, at some level, you have to protect yourself. Every single play on every single part of the floor, people are trying to impose their physicality on him. We get it. That's all part of the game. But he's gotten chucked. He's gotten pushed down in transition, running freely, all the stuff. He doesn't complain one time. We don't complain. We're just going to play, but at some stage he should be protected, and if not, he's going to protect himself, as unquote. So as arguably the face of the NBA, I expect a lot of previously non-calls to be called in Wemby's favor in this one, and you know that the association is not going to want any more kind of skirmishes or anything involving Wemby in this one here. He's going to be undoubtedly playing with a chip on his shoulder also for possibly the first time in his young career, having let down his team with that silly decision in Game 4. Anytime that happens, I'm going to put my faith in the superstar to come through, and that's no exception in this one. I'm going to hope for a result like Game 2 when San Antonio crushed Minnesota 133-95. It doesn't have to be maybe that skewed or that crazy, but that would be a nice result for us here. But overall, I think an 11-point win for the Spurs is the way that I want to go. Finally, heading to the ice, the Ducks at the Golden Knights. This is another series that is tied 2-2. Here is a system to consider. Over the last 18 years, backing the road team in Game 5 as a -130 favorite or shorter or an underdog when the team's win percentage is 50% or more have gone 67 and 51 straight up. So that's 56.78% for plus 40.22 units, 33.36% ROI. The Ducks even up the series at 2-2 with a 4-3 win in Game 4, but now have that awesome trend on their side heading into Game 5, where those short favorites or underdogs have consistently won over the last 18 years. They're plus 125 in this one. So I'm going to say that this is a trend that I absolutely want to tail here. The key will be how Anaheim performs with the man advantage, in my opinion. Until Game 4, Vegas killed all 11 Ducks power play chances, but Anaheim scored a power play goal not just in the first period, but in the second period as well in Game 4, which is something the Ducks knew they needed to improve, and they absolutely did so. They also made some lineup changes and changes to a few of their lines, which definitely also made a positive impact for them. Overall, I'm happy to grab the Ducks in their plus 125 money line in this situation, given that pretty surprising trend, or I should say system, that I just mentioned. Those are the plays for Tuesday's edition of Trend or Trap. It is the Rays money line at the Blue Jays, the Spurs -10.5 versus the Timberwolves, and the Ducks plus 125 money line at the Golden Knights. 3 strong systems, 3 plus money or even money opportunities, and a chance to keep riding these trend center angles that continue to print. Drop a comment with your favorite play. Let me know which one you think is a trend or a trap, and make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more daily betting trends, systems, and breakdowns. Good luck today, everybody, and most importantly, happy Patrick Corbin Day. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great day.